Class of 2024, we want to welcome you to our campus. This is such a special night for us as we get to share important information for the beginning of school to you guys. Mr. Rich and Mr. Capehart have a week planned full of all important events that we think are going to be critical as you guys come to our campus on August 7th. Again, Class of 2024, we welcome you to Bradley Central High School.
Good evening, parents and guardians of Class of 2024 freshmen. We're so excited to have you tonight. We're so excited to see our babies coming back to us. My name is Mr. Rich. This is my 9th grade counselor, Mr. Capehart. And tonight we're going to bring you just an informational session that's got just packed full of information that you and your student need to be successful, not only as freshmen, but for the next 4 years of their high school career. So we just want to take a moment and say thank you for coming to us tonight, and also welcome to Bradley Central High School. So, as you can see, this is our freshman orientation information. July 28th, which is today, you'll have this informational video. This video will stay live on our website until August 4th. Then tomorrow, July 29th, tours can be set up for you and your student. We're going to limit them to groups of 5, and you can find that Google form on our website. So on our website, it's bchs.bradleyschools.org. You will find a wealth of information. Part of that information will be the schedule for our upcoming freshmen. It will also be freshman course offerings. You will also see on that website, under 2021 information, you will find a Google form to sign up for class tours. Now, we're going to limit those groups to sizes of 10, and we're also going to ask that one parent and one student sign up. And that is so we can keep our numbers low per CDC guidelines. And those tours are going to happen Wednesday, July 29th. And you will just report to school. When you come to school, we are going to do a temperature check. We're also going to have mask and hand sanitizer available. And from there, you will be given a tour of our facility by a faculty member or a member of administration, and accompanied by a link crew member. We will explain link crew here in just a few moments. And then Thursday, July 30th, as you can see, you will be picking up packets of information that will include free and reduced lunch forms. They will include your child's schedule, and it will also include an ID badge. A special note for our Lake Forest parents and guardians: your child will have free lunch for the month of August. So we encourage you to get those free reduced lunch forms turned in. Unfortunately, that doesn't carry over, so that is why we're attaching that packet into the packet. At the very bottom of the page, you will see a note about the Band app. That is a new way of communication of events and information that we're going to use this year to communicate with parents and guardians about what's coming up, what we've done, where we're going, scheduled events, and it is the best way I can describe it. It is better than Remind. It is not governed by group size, so we can have any number of members available in that app. At the bottom, you'll see a link. That link will take you directly to our Band app invitation. And if you have any trouble whatsoever, please reach out to us. Our emails and phone numbers will be attached at the end of this presentation, and we'll help guide you through that. Moving to the next. Everybody's asking about first day of school. What does it look like? What are we doing? How are we doing it? Where do we go? Well, first of all, school will not start until August 7th, and that will be for students with a last name A through K. And they'll report to school. Group 2 will be students L through Z, and you'll report to school August 10th, and it will rotate every other day for the following week. Now, when your child comes onto campus, If you're a car rider, there is a new way we're going to do drop-offs. That map is also on our website and information. Car riders will now drop off at the gym, and from there they will receive a wellness and temperature check before being admitted into school. If your child rides a bus, they will drop off at the cafeteria, and there they will receive a temperature check and wellness check before they are admitted into school as well. Then after that, at 8:05, when we release students into the building, they will go to their advisory to start the day. So as we talk about ninth grade transition, I'm going to let Mr. Capehart talk about the transition and what took place and how that process goes about.
Yeah, and back in April when we did registration, we had a huge success with that. So thank you parents, thank you students for how you really made this job somewhat easy on us in the middle of a pandemic when none of us knew what the future looked like and had never done registration this way before. But just to recap what that looked like, if you're an in-zone student, meaning that you're coming from Lake Forest Middle School, you were automatically enrolled into BCHS. If you were out of zone, meaning that you're in Bradley County schools, but you were at Ocoee Middle, then you requested your records from Ocoee, and they were reviewed by Mr. Spangler, and then you were accepted into BCHS. And then the same thing for out of district, except for you would be getting your records from the middle school that you attended outside of Bradley County schools. And moving on, just a little bit about the Freshman Academy. One thing that we're big on is connection and helping kids and helping students really kind of transition into high school. This is a big place and it can be overwhelming, and we know that. So to help students transition into high school, all of our core academic classes, and when I say core academic, that's math, English, science, world history, they're all located in B Hall, which B Hall is where the Freshman Academy is located. Our office suite is right in the middle of the Freshman Academy in room B9. So if you need academic help, you've got a personal social issue, whatever we can help with, Mr. Rich and I, we're usually always in there and we'd be happy to help you out. One thing that we really want to do is provide support for you as you transition into high school. So some of the goals that we have in the Freshman Academy is just to foster positive self-esteem, develop skills necessary to promote academic progress, to develop a sense of belonging and a connection to Bradley Central High School and to build on that tradition. And then also to cultivate good decision-making skills, student maturity, responsibility, and a sense of respect. And then we are committed to rigor, relevance, and relationships. We want our classes to be challenging and your student to get the most out of them as possible to help set them up for the following 3 years of high school and then beyond that. As well as relevance, incorporating real-world examples into what it is we're doing in the classroom. And then lastly, relationships. I can't brag on our Freshman Academy team enough. The relationships that are built between students and teachers is great, and I feel confident in saying that we have a group of teachers that are all in for our freshmen.
And I mentioned earlier about Link Crew, and this slide here explains a little bit of what Link Crew is. So Link Crew, originally we had designed an orientation, in-person orientation, to have all 420 freshmen come in, big celebration, a big day of making connections with kids, small groups, and unfortunately just the times are what they are and we're not able to carry that out the way we anticipated it. However, through those tours, which are open to incoming students that are out of zone or new to Bradley County schools or Bradley Central High School, such as Ocoee Middle School, we are going to have Link Crew students. They are either juniors or seniors that have been specifically picked out by upper level teachers, and they are going to mentor, they're going to tour, they're going to be there for those kids, and we're going to do our best to make those Link Crew students available as much as possible to our freshmen, whether it be through advisory, whether it be through math and English classes, but our goal is to create that relationship with other students that have been there, they've struggled, they've been in their shoes before, and can help guide them for the next 3 years. I also want to let you know that these students that are our Link Crew leaders, they come from varied backgrounds. All of them have a unique story to them. They are special to us, they are special to the school, and they have been picked for a reason. We are going to put your son or daughter in the best situation possible, and we are very intentional with those mentor groups and who we pick and why we pick them, and just to remind you and to also give you a sense of comfort that we are going to do our best to help your child succeed here at Bradley Central High School. And as you can see at the bottom, those are our faculty coordinators, Mr. Capehart, Matt Day, Tanner Thompson, and Brianna Waddell, who are fabulous 9th grade teachers. They're great instructionally, but they're also great with relationships. And so we're just going to take them. They're going to train our student leaders how to be leaders, what that means and how it looks, to help them help your son or daughter. So Mr. Capehart mentioned a lot about getting involved and being in a community and just building on the pride that is Bradley Central High School and what it means to be a bear and a bearette. That is really, really important for us, that your son or daughter leaves here and leaves a lasting impression and has a great memory of what it was to be involved here at Bradley Central High School. So on the left-hand side is a list, and that list is extensive of what all they can be involved in athletically, as well as on the following slide is a list of what all they can get in with extracurriculars, whether it be Beta Club or choir or FCA or media. So we have a huge list of things that your son or daughter can be involved in. And I will say this, we have the best group of teachers, we have the best group of students, not only in Bradley County Schools, but in this area, and I could even say even in the Southeast. We are successful athletically. We've won state championships. We are home to some of the winningest traditions in the state, but our CTE programs are fabulous. They compete at the state and national level year in and year out. Our agricultural clubs have won a national record 53 gold stars. So there is something at Bradley Central High School for each and every child, and we want them to know there is something for them here to not only to get involved with, but to be successful with it as well. Mr. Capehart is going to talk briefly about our honors eligibility as something we've shifted to this year, being a little bit more intentional with our honors placement, as well as our transition to a new advanced placement program, and our TVET, which is Tennessee Valley Early College Program. So Mr. Capehart.
Yeah, for this year for honors, because we are trying to preserve that academic rigor of those courses. In order to be accepted as an honor student into those classes, you must have scored a 94 or higher in the 8th grade class for that subject. And then also had a teacher recommendation for those subjects. And that is something that in April, if you signed up for honors classes through our Google document, we then reached out to your 8th grade teachers from that. For advanced placement and Tennessee Valley Early College, one of the prerequisites for that program is having taken the advanced math class in 8th grade. So without that class, going into the AP program in math and English this year is not going to be doable. So you must have taken the prereq, and that is kind of how we vetted these programs out. If you're interested in the early college program, so the TVEC program, Mrs. Angela Floyd, who is our career counselor, is the person who oversees that on our campus. And if you would like, more information would be provided through her, and her email address is afloyd@bradleyschools.org. And a little bit about the Bear Scholar Program. One of the traditions that is really rich around BCHS is graduating in white. So a lot of kids come in, they've had older siblings, they've had parents, cousins, aunts, uncles who have come through here and have graduated and walked across that stage in May in white. And that's been a dream with a lot of our students since they were little, in kindergarten, first grade. So a little bit about how you can make that happen. So you must earn a minimum of 12 honors credits, and 10 of those classes must be academic. Have a 3.5 or higher GPA by the end of the fall semester of your senior year. Complete graduation requirements under the TN Diploma Project. No out-of-school suspension, 95% attendance, and that's over your 4 years. No D's or F's for any final grade through the last semester. And then lastly, if you complete all those things and it's your intent to be a Bear Scholar, then you can graduate in white in May of 2024. And a little bit about high school terms to know. High school operates a little bit different than middle school does. We're on a credit system in high school, meaning that you must take and pass a class with a 70 or higher. If not, you would have to go back and either A, retake the class, or B, do credit recovery. So the magic number to graduate from Bradley County Schools is 28. So you need 28 credits to graduate, and we do have the opportunity to earn 32. What that means is if you're on track, then that might be some opportunities for you, like a work-based learning or dual enrollment. Or if maybe along the way you struggled a little bit, there's a little bit of a buffer zone built in there for you to get caught up and then hopefully graduate. And then how a credit and half credit is earned. Like I said just a few minutes ago, by taking and passing that class with a 70 or higher. And then the opportunity is there for online credit recovery or being put back into that course. And one thing that I love to tell ninth grade students, I do a presentation within the first couple weeks of school for all ninth graders, and one thing I always say is that ninth grade credits are important. I would argue that ninth grade is the most important year of high school because it lays a solid foundation. So when you leave us at the end of your freshman year on track, you're going to move into 10th grade in a really good place.
On a personal note, I read an article the other night from the Gates Foundation that said that if your son or daughter fails ninth grade, there is a 50% less chance of them graduating from high school. And so for me, that's something I always preach to our parents, I always preach to our guardians, of how important at ninth grade year is to come in, do your work, be focused, be intentional, and if you need help, reach out for that help because ninth grade is really, really important. Sorry, Mr. K.
No,
personal note there.
So a little bit about high school graduation requirements. That's really, really overwhelming looking at it. So what we want to do is just really hit on the freshman year of the requirements that you would need. This slide right here is just showing you all the classes that you would need, how they kind of piece together to equal that 28 credits. But for the sake of not wanting to overwhelm or provide too much information, I just want to go into the freshman requirements. So you will take English 1, Integrated Math 1, and this year what we're doing is they're paired together in one block. So you'll have English for 45 minutes, Math for 45 minutes. You take Physical Science, and then if you take Agriculture Science, that can count as your ninth grade credit, or science credit. For Social Studies, you are taking World History your ninth grade year. And then everyone will take Wellness. And if you're in JROTC, so you take 2 semesters of that, not just 1, but 2, that can count as your wellness credit as well. In ninth grade, we also do our fine art credit. So that can look like band, choir, if you're in the play, theater, production, and then general music, theater arts, or art if you're not in those. Those are half credit classes. So between those 3, you pick 2 of those because 2 halves equal a whole. And then lastly, 2 elective classes. And when I say elective, that's classes that you are interested in, not classes that I'm telling you you've got to take, but classes that you elect to take out of interest. And that's going to give you a total of 8 credits for ninth grade.
Very good. Last but not least, here's our contact information that you can reach either myself or Mr. Capehart. And I will say from a personal note, we check our phones, we check our email all the time. So never feel like you're bothering us, never feel like, oh, I can't get a hold of them. Please reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything at all. And we look forward to seeing our freshmen here soon. And we hope that this is a great year for them. That is our intention. And we're going to do everything we possibly can to see them successful at Bradley Central High School. So from myself and Mr. Capehart, thank you. Have a great evening.